Hi everyone, Chanukah. Two miracles. Odd. Most festivals have one miracle, to be honest. We left Egypt. Okay, there were 10 plagues. Shavuot, the giving of the Torah. Chanukah has two. Chanukah has two. Namely, the miracle of the oil. They went into the temple, all the oil was defiled. One jug of oil lasted for 8 days. Okay. And the miracle of the war. We defeated the remnants of the Greco-Syrian army. Now, which one would you think is the more prominent and powerful? So the truth is, it is a debate. Rav Yonah Samuel O'Neill, 900 years ago, says it's about the war, but Rashi says it's about the oil. And the truth is, you look at the festival, it does seem to be quite oil-centric. The menorah clearly is about the oil, lighting the menorah. Oily food seems to be a custom, donuts, etc. Why does Rashi say the miracle of the oil is so important, more than the war? I mean, the war, we regain national sovereignty, independence. I mean, isn't that kind of where it's at? I mean, more than that, to defeat the Greek army. I mean, the war of the oil, what was it for already? So you could get pure oil in 8 days, 4 days there, 4 days there, 4 days back, and you bring back the oil from the various olive groves and the like. Why is the miracle of the oil so important? Is there 2 or 3 approaches that I'd like to share. Number one is that there's a categorization of miracles. There's something called a closed or hidden miracle. That's where Hashem works within nature. Then there's open miracles, where Hashem smashes nature. The miracle of the war was about a closed miracle. There wasn't anything massively miraculous on the battlefield. I mean, the campaign was years. Whereas the miracle of the oil was supernatural. Now, there is a debate which one is actually greater, the miracles that smash nature or work within nature to show Hashem manipulates it. Approach number two, is that the miracle of the oil perhaps was an unnecessary miracle and show how much Hashem cares for us, Chaim Shulevitz says. I'd like to share with you approach number 3. I think it's quite powerful. Sometimes in our mind's eye, when you say certain events, you think of certain pictures. If I say the Vietnam War, you're probably thinking one of 2 pictures. Either a person with a gun to the girl's head, or the girl running away from the village. If I say the 6-Day War, you're probably thinking the Israeli soldiers standing there at the Kotel. Now, let's zoom into that. Why is that? Why is the symbol of the war 3 soldiers at the Kotel? I mean, the Kotel wasn't really, the old city really, there wasn't that much fighting there. And that was kind of the cherry on the icing, etc. The 6-Day War was about various strategies and winning a war in 6 days. I mean, unbelievable. Why is that the symbol? And I think the idea is as follows. Once sometimes you get to the end of the process, you realize what it was about all along. You've redefined it because of what you achieved at the end. If you take this in military terms, once they got back the old city in 67, the Israelis realized this was the whole point of the war. This is where it led to. And in life, it's like that as well. We make decisions, but we're not in charge of outcomes. That's Hashem. And you may make little decisions based on factors, and even important ones, but the results of which are factors you never considered. I'm choosing a school for my kids. That's where he or she met their best friend. That's where, I chose a place of study. That's where I met my best friend. That's where I met my wife. That's where I found myself. That's where I got my job from. We're in charge of the decisions. Hashem is in charge of the outcomes. The miracle of the oil was so important and prominent, not because militarily or independence-wise it outweighed the war, but spiritually, that was the epicenter. Once we got to the Beis HaMikdash, once we were rekindled, we rededicated the menorah, we looked back and said, oh, the entire war wasn't just about sovereignty and independence. It was all about this peak, this house, this Beis HaMikdash, this service of Hashem. Have a great Chanukah.